Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be opening up a booster box of Amonkhet. This box contains 36 packs with 15 cards each, plus a token. This set was released exactly 5 years ago today, on April 28th, 2017. Alright everyone, here it is, our 5-year-old box of Amonkhet. Everything's looking fine. There's a little bit of ding in one of the corners, but I don't think that'll matter. Actually, two of the corners. It is a 5-year-old box as of today. So let's open it up and hope we can find gold. Okay. I'll just randomly put the packs up here so everybody can see them. All right, here we go. On the hunt for an invocation. 5-year-old pack fresh invocation. Currently the big dogs are Force of Will, Scarab God, and Damnation. So fingers crossed that we find one of those. If we don't, this box will be a loss, guaranteed. Just because the value just isn't in this set. Open into Wonder, Tribal Ambition, Lay Claim. We have a Scattered Groves. It's going to be just over $3, and then a Mountain and a Worm. All right, moving on to pack 2. So the most valuable card in this set, not including invocations, is going to be an Anointed Procession out of white. It's going to be a rare. And that's just over $40 right now. But I'm a big fan of the Egyptian theme of this set. So, Grasping Dunes, Baleful Amet, Pyramid of Pantheon, and then a foil final reward, followed by an island and an insect. I should note a full art island. So the only uncommons in this value that are currently over $1 are going to be some artifacts, and they're going to be the monuments. So we'll keep an eye out for those. All right, so we have a Sparring Mummy, Supply Caravan, another Mummy, a Giant Spider, Trespasser's Curse, Compulsory Rest, Winds of Rebuke, Final Reward, Zenith's Seeker, Haptara's Mark, Blood Rage Brawler. Then we have a Glyph Keeper from blue with a Plains and a Punch card. So this was one of the first sets to, if not the first set to include a Punch card. Don't know why I sleeved it up, but don't want to accidentally punch it. Currently, I don't think they have much value, but in 10 years, you never know. Everyone out there punching their cards, there could still be some value in those. All right, Fanbearer, Cancel, Festering Mummy, Doomed Dissenter, Consuming Fervor, Open into Wonder, Renewed Faith, and then we get a split card, Commit and Memory. And this one's actually just over $1, so definitely go ahead and sleeve that one up. All right, so an Essence Scatter, Desert Celadon, Pouncing Cheetah, a Horned Coptish, Ruthless Sniper, Trial of Knowledge, and a Bounty of Luxa coming in from gold. And then we have a Beast and a Forest. Fortunately, the bounty does not hold much value. Essence Scatter, Tormenting Voice, Winged Shepherd, Illusionary Wrappings, Quarry, Wander, Splendid Agony, Hyena Pack, Battle Scavenger, a Sheffet Monitor, and a Grim Strider, followed by a Glory Bringer in red. And then a Full Art Plains and a Top Crop Skirmisher. Not a token I think you're likely to see in any other set. All right, Minotaur Sure Shot, Anointer Priest, Top Crop Skirmisher, Pitless Visor, Blighted Bat. All right, Manglehorn, Gale Strike, Limits of Solidarity, and we have a Heart Piercer Manticore from red. Follow with an island and a warrior token. Distribute these packs a little bit so that way I can make room for another common uncommon pile. All right, starting off with a Supply Caravan, Manticore, Winged, Quarry Hauler, Scarab Feast, Hyena Pack, River Shrine, Time to Reflect, Evidence of Authority, and then we have a Harvest Season from green showing up, just over $1. And then we have a rare foil, Hazaret's Favor. Not sure the value on that one, but we'll definitely sleeve it up. And then we have an island and a warrior. So it's nice to see a foil rare showing up, especially 5 years ago. Foils were not that prominent. As evidence of that's only our second foil of the box. All right, Sacred Cat, Electrify, Devoted Cropmate, Defiant Great Maw, a Cast Out, followed by a Mythic As Foretold. So this is holding a value of just over $7 right now. And then we have a Forest and a Zombie. Keep an eye out. There are 2 tokens that are worth over $1. It's the Snake and the Worm. Can't recall if we've seen those yet. But if I see them from this point forward, I'll make sure to sleeve them and call them out. All right, Deru's Resolve, Violent Impact, and Anointed Procession. There it is. So there's the $40 card in the set, the most valuable non-invocation. Hooray, I'm excited about that. And then a Hazaret's Monument artifact. So this is going to be one of the artifacts that in non-foil is over $1. So I would imagine that's worth a few pennies. And then we have a Swamp and another Punch card. Slide the Anointed Procession in there. Centering looks good. Everything looks good on that card. Beautiful. That's definitely going to get the old hard case. And we'll go ahead and sleeve up our uncommon monument over here. All right, well that takes a little bit of the sting out of the cost of the box. Now let's see if we can't find one of the invocations. Even one of the lower valued ones I'd be happy with. I currently don't have any invocations in my collection, so one is better than none. All right, Festering Mummy. There's Rona's Monument, so that's another one of our monuments that has some value. So we have a Start and Finish, an Aven Win Guide, and then a Mythic Angel of Sanctions showing on up. Not valued over $1. And then we have another rare foil, Failure and Comply. Its non-foil is not currently over $1, but that doesn't mean that the foil version won't be. So foil rare from back in this day can hold quite a multiplier. All right, starting off with an essence scatter, dune beetle, an embalmer's tools, enigma drake, stir the sands, and a rags and riches. A lot of flip cards in this one, or side cards, dual cards, whatever you want to call them. All right, Thresher Lizard, Spearmaster, Doomed Dissenter, Cradle of the Accursed, Floodwaters, and there's Kefnet's Monument. That's not going to be one of the ones over $1. Teamed Worthy, Reduce and Rubble, and then Champion of Rona's showing up from green in red. This card's just over $7. And then we're going to have a foil uncommon Top Crop Elite, followed by Full Art Mountain and a True Heart Duelist. So good hit coming from that pack. So we've already seen a few cards in our $5 to $10 value range, so that's good. That should assist with some of the pain. All right, Seeker of Insight, Ornery Kabu, another Doomed Dissenter. There's Bantu's Monument, so that's going to be just over $5 for an uncommon. And then we have a Curator of Masteries, rare, and then a Mountain and a Warrior token. Seem to like to open from the bottom for some reason. All right, Illusionary Wrappings. We have a Cryptic Serpent, Faith of Devoted, Visor of Tumbling Sands, and a Cascading Cataracts. I almost said contracts there. So the Cascading Cataracts are going to be just over $4. Then we have an island and another punch. It's just a really neat island there. I like the artwork on that one. I think we're getting pretty close to the halfway mark of the box. Still no invocation, but we do have, I would say, 3 of the top 5 thus far in the set. Bone Picker, Angler Drake, On-Crop Crasher. We have a Heaven and Earth, followed by a common Slither Blade foil, Full Art Forest, and then a non-token token. So that's our first one that isn't a token card. All right, cancel coming up. Gustwalker, Floodwaters, Gift of Paradise. So we have True Heart Twins, Honored Cropped Captain, Okaterra's Attendant, and then Bantu the Glorified showing up from black, Mythic, Legendary God, just over $2. And then we have a Plains and a Sacred Cat. Gotta keep an eye on the stacks of packs, call out when we're halfway through the box. Cartouche of Solidarity, Cartouche of Knowledge, double cartouche pack, All right, Nest of Scarabs, Shadow Storm Visor, Exemplar of Strength, and a Vizier of Many Faces, and a Swamp and a Zombie. Unfortunately, Many Faces is not worth many dollars. All right, another Illusionary Wrappings kicking us off. Dune Beetle, Cartouche of Strength, Impeccable Timing, Sacred Excavation, Trial of Solidarity, a Lay Claim, and then we're going to have from our land cycle, Sheltered Thicket, which is just over $2, and then a Zombie and a Forest. I think this takes us to the halfway point of the box. All right, Hieroglyphic Illumination. Wayward Servant, Flameblade Adept, Evenwind Guide, and Ronus the Indomitable, Mythic showing up at a green. This is just over $7, so we'd like to see that. And then we're going to have a foil flip card, Descended, and Lead, followed by a Swamp and another punch card. I think the only other top card we're missing is a Combat Celebrant out of red, which will be a mythic, which has a value of just over $10, or yeah, just over $10 right now. So if we can hit that, we'll have hit all 5 of the top cards, minus an invocation, which is what we're all here to see, including me. Evolving Wilds, Watchful Naga, Trial of Knowledge, Grasping Dunes, and a Chancellor Initiate showing up from green. Not a high value card, and an Evenwind Guide and a Plains. Grab from the end. All right, Cartouche of Zeal and Solidarity and Knowledge, all 3 back to back. Interesting. Feels like a set booster. By Force, Censor, Seraph of the Suns, and then a Temet Visor of Naktuman. Not a high value card. All right, Brute Strength, Sacred Cat, cancel, Dune Beetle, another Evolving Wilds. There's Hazaret's Monument. It's going to be just over $1. Wayfarer Javelier, Lay Bare of the Heart, and Liliana's Mastery. Not sure if everybody knew, but there was a little bit of Liliana in this set. $1.74, according to the price sheet. And then we have a cat and a forest. So nice to see her making an appearance. Giving all the zombies out there a +1/+1. All right, Desert Ceradon. Wayfarer Javelineer, a Reduce and a Rubble, a Scaled Behemoth, and a Prowling Sauropod. Anyway, it's worth over $3. So go ahead and get that one in a sleeve. And just keep on rolling. All right, kicking things off with an Ancient Crab, and a Giant Spider, and a Minotaur, and a Brawler, and a Luxa Shrine, Compulsory Rest, River Serpent. Oh, those kind of look like uncommons there. Symbol was a little bit faded. Cryptic Serpent, Spring Mind, Spring End Mind, Trial of Solidarity, and a Dispossess coming in from black. And then a Full Art Swamp, and I believe our second non-token token. Moving right along. Cartouche of Solidarity and Knowledge. They seem to come in pairs or triplets. All right, we're going to get Nihab the Worthy coming out of the multicolor, and then a Violent Impact common foil out of red, and a Full Art Plains, and an Avon Initiate. All right, Mighty Leap. Watchers of the Dead, Merciless Javelineer, Approach of the Second Sun. Card's just at $1, hanging on for dear life, but we'll show it some love. I like the artwork of the two suns. All right, Dejiro's Resolve, Magma Spray, Gravedigger, Weaver of Currents, a Plague Belcher coming in as our rare, just over $5, and then a Full Art Plains foil, followed by a Swamp and an Angel of Sanctions, token with a lot of text. So pleasantly surprised thus far with what we've seen. Decent value. If this was a box I opened 5 years ago, I think I'd be extremely happy with what I saw. Having purchased this box recently, there is a significant price difference, but I'm not just opening it for the value. I'm opening it for the experience. I never got to open Amonkhet when it was around. So we're going to have an Irrigated Farmland rare from our land cycle. Not a high value, but that's okay. Then we have a Plains and a punch card. Only got back into Magic about a year ago. I think like many others during the pandemic, I went through stages of boredom and found my old Magic cards and just started going through the prices, started playing Arena, and just kind of got back into it. And we've got a pull from tomorrow. It's going to be just over $2, a Full Art Island, and a non-token token. And so getting back into the game, I was just amazed at how much value was there from my cards from when I was a child, and just kind of blew me away. So maybe I'll do a video on my collection at some point, just so everyone can kind of see what I have. Not to brag or show off, but maybe they haven't seen some of the cards. All right, so we're going to get a Dread Wanderer showing up from black. Not high value. That's okay. Every card goes in the collection. All right, so we're down to 4 packs here. Yeah, we'll go 2 and 2. 2 guys, 2 cats. Got another cartouche here. Let's see if we get a double. No. All right. He's a Pollen. There's the other cartouche. Visor of Remedies. And we have Oketra's Monument. It's going to be just over $1. And then we have Destined Lead. And then an Honored Hydra showing up from green. And then a Mountain and a Warrior. Still don't think we've seen that worm or that snake token. Let's go right over here. Final 4 packs coming in. All right, Compelling Arguments, Thresher Lizard, Colossopede, Protection of the Heckma, Labyrinth Guardian, Honored Crop Captain, and New Perspectives showing up from blue with a Plains and an Anointer Priest. All right, 3 packs remaining, 3 chances. Come on, Invocations. Scorched Deserts, Time to Reflect, Censor, Grim Strider, and a Combat. There it is. So this will be our last card from the top 5, a Combat Celebrant. Pulling it at just over $10 right now, Mythic. And then we have a Mountain and a Punch card. Very nice. All right, last 2 packs. Again, another Cartouche. And another. It has to be something that they just did back then. All right, then we have a Rona's Monument, just over $1. Baleful Emit, and a Cut and Ribbons rare with an island and another punch card. So lots of these punch cards. All right, last pack right here. Naga Oracle, Gift of Paradise, Crop Elite, Violent Impact, Painted Bluffs, Aben Initiate, a Hazardous Monument, that's going to be just over $1, a Lay Bare the Heart, an Evidence of Authority, and we're going to get a Harsh Mentor from red with an island and an insect. All right, so stay tuned for just a second, and we'll get to all the statistics. I'll break down the box, get everything sorted out, let you know how we did, what I paid for it, and what you might expect value-wise to get out of a box of Amonkhet. Okay, we're back. Everything's been sorted and inventoried. Now let's get into the MTG box analysis. Let's take a quick look at the Amonkhet set before we dig into this booster box. Amonkhet contains 287 cards plus 26 tokens. White and black are weighted a little bit heavier than the other primary colors with 43 cards each. In addition to the 287 cards in the core set, Amonkhet features 54 invention cards. Unfortunately, we didn't see any of these chase cards in our box because the lowest price of an invention is currently $24.65, and the most valuable is the Force of Will at just over $310. Now let's look at what our box contained. This chart shows the foils we saw in orange, the non-foils in green, and the set in gray as our baseline. Based on the data, we can see that our booster box leaned towards blue and green a little bit more than any other color. This is surprising considering this set contains less of these cards than any other color. Being a 5-year-old set, our box contained a very small number of foils with only 9 making an appearance. In this booster box, we saw 236 unique non-foil cards, which accounts for 82% coverage of the 287 card set. In the foil space, we saw only 3% of the cards, which is to be expected in a box of this age range. Pivoting to coverage by rarity, we covered 89% of the commons, 96% of the uncommons, 56% of the rares, and 29% of the mythics. This is very different in my experience with booster boxes from 2021 and 2022, where you typically cover over 98% of the commons. Out of the 540 cards that we saw, none of the foils were duplicates, but 305 of the non-foils were repeats. In total, 57% of our box was duplicate cards. Let's talk about the potential value of the cards in the set. This chart shows all the cards in Amonkhet. Only 2 of the cards are valued at over $10. 7 cards are valued between $5 and $10, and 25 cards are valued between $1 and $5. The remaining 253 cards are all under $1. If we pivot the set value to look like this, we can plot the number of cards in each dollar range across the black line. Then we can layer in the total value of all of the cards in that value range in green. If you were to collect all 287 cards in Amonkhet, you'd be looking at a market price value of $196.51. We can also use this chart to layer in how our box performed. The gray line represents the number of cards, including duplicates, that we saw in each of the value ranges. And the lighter green line represents the value of all of the cards we saw in the corresponding value range. Despite only seeing 9 foils in 36 packs, we did see some value in the foil space. Being that foils were a bit more scarce 5 years ago than today, one of our common foils was actually worth more than $10 in market value. Speaking of foil versus non-foil pricing, this table shows all the cards that we saw in foil along with their non-foil prices. Here are the market value differences between the foil and the non-foil. And here's the price factor of each. On average, our 9 foils had a foil price multiplier of 9.5x. So how did this box perform overall? Seems like it should have gone pretty well. I mean, we did hit all the cards over $10 and half of the cards in the $5 to $10 range. Let's find out. I purchased this box from Card Kingdom, an online retailer, at a price of $299, not including tax. We opened 36 packs with 15 cards each, for a total of 540 cards. In the non-foil space, we saw $159.64 of value. The foils added another $18.31, and the tokens added a bit more with $5.99, which means that our total box value was $183.94. That's a loss of $116.05 over the price I paid, which equates to only 61% of the box price in value. The Amonkhet set is all about the chance of seeing one of those valuable invention cards, so be sure to understand that before purchasing your box of Amonkhet. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more MTG box analysis. And until next time, do something amazing.